It was in Generation 2 that we first met Silver, the trainer who stole the starter Pokemon from Professor Elm. And after losing that first battle, Silver tries to beat the player multiple times throughout the game, as if he's trying to prove something. And it wasn't until later generations we find out what it is he's trying to prove, and why he acts the way he does. Now, out of all the other rivals, Silver is probably the darkest one. He is cruel, he is hateful, he blames his Pokemon, calling them weak, and he is physically abusive, pushing the player character around several times throughout the game. No other rival was this extreme. The only other rival that we had before Silver was Blue, and even though he was annoying and conceited, Blue was still a good person from the start to the end. In the Kanto games, Blue is supposed to be the better version of you. Blue beats Red and Water beats Fire, and it shows because Blue is always one step ahead. He gets his star Pokemon that has the advantage, he collects the gym badges ahead of you, and he becomes the champion of Kanto before you. It wasn't until at the Hall of Fame where you not only match up to Blue, you surpass him and prove that you are a better trainer. Now, aside from Blue, another rival that is good for comparison is Barry, the childhood friend of the player character, and the friendship between him and the player character reflects through his personality. From the beginning of the game to the end, Barry is always there by your side, especially when there's trouble. He's there when you first encounter Cyrus, and he's there when you meet Cyrus for the last time. Barry is there helping you and fighting right by your side. Barry complements the player character like time complements the space. When looking at Barry and Blue and then compare them to Silver, you realize that Silver is pretty much a bully. Well, at least at first. Blue and Barry in a way are there to guide the player character. With Blue, you are striving to be better, and with Barry, you get support and friendship. But with Silver, it's different. Silver is not there to guide you. You are there to guide Silver. And you realize this in Generation 4 with HeartGold and SoulSIlver. When you do the Celebi event, you travel back to a time where Giovanni just lost the battle to Red, and with that defeat, Giovanni decides to abandon not only his team, but his son Silver. Losing Giovanni and realizing how weak his dad is impacted Silver's personality in the main game. Throughout the game, he says over and over how much he hates Team Rocket, how in a group they act all tough, but alone they're weak. Silver doesn't want to be weak, he doesn't want to be like Giovanni, which is why he's trying to get the legendary Pokemon, trying to beat the player character over and over. He is trying to prove himself that he's not weak. And towards the end of the game, you get to see how the player character's good deeds and honest personality starts to influence Silver. And you see this fulfilled when you battle Silver for the last time at the Indigo Plateau. During the battle, you realize that Silver has finally learned to care about his Pokemon, because his Golbat has evolved into Crobat, which occurs when Golbat is friendly. Silver even comes back to Professor Elm to return the starter Pokemon that he stole at the beginning of the game. But Elm sees the evolution of Silver and lets Silver keep the starter Pokemon. And it comes in full circle when you see that the starter Pokemon that he stole come out of the Pokeball to follow him around, showing trust and care just like the player's Pokemon. Silver has evolved as a character. He proved that he's not weak, and the same cannot be said about Giovanni. Alright, that is all for this video. I'll be back with another video soon, so stay tuned.